Hello, my name is Keegan Butler with the Jackson Hole High School Bronc Media Arts Podcast. And today we have some members on the hockey team here to talk to us about their team success and what it means to be a hockey player. Now, just for a little bit of background on the team, Oliver, what is your guys' current record?
We're 8-0 this season.
8-0, undefeated. That must mean you guys are pretty good.
Yeah, we're doing pretty well.
Yeah, I love it. Who would you say really is the heart of the hockey team?
We can go with Madden Hart on that one. He's one of our captains, and he's really killing it this year. He's just started doing really well last year and really improved this year.
Good to know. You know, Madden is one of my friends. He also plays on my football team, and one thing about Madden Hart, he is extremely hardworking, never off task, and just an all-around great teammate. You know, when you are playing a contact sport, I feel like football relates to hockey in this way. You just kind of really get a sense for those around you and understand who they are a little bit better. Now, Tommy Jennings is another player who we have here today. And so, Tommy, how long have you been playing the sport?
Well, I've been playing this sport since elementary school, and this will be my fourth year on the high school team.
Awesome. So how has the high school team looked every year you've been here, freshman to senior?
Well, when I was a freshman, the team didn't look too good. We had some new acquisitions with Tanner Johnson from Minnesota, and the team kind of picked it up once we got to state. Unfortunately, we didn't win, but it helped motivate us my sophomore year, which we won state. And the junior year team, we looked great. We had an undefeated season in Wall, and unfortunately, we didn't win state. So we're hoping that the same thing happens for my freshman to sophomore year, where it motivates us to win state this season.
You know, that's awesome to hear that you boys won state as a sophomore and that you're going to go for it again this year. So obviously, being 8-0, you guys are a very good team. Do you think that we will likely end up watching you guys in the state championship?
It all depends on whether or not we can bring the winning team on the final game of the state championship. But like our coach says, we got to take one game at a time. And, I mean, if we can just do that, I think we'll be the most successful.
And on the subject of state championships, I wanted to talk to you boys about what happened last year when you guys came up short. Now, I know that previously in the season you had, beat Gillette about 9-1. Was that right, Oliver?
Yeah, in the state finals, we beat them 9-1 previously, 2 games before the finals.
And then in the finals, I want to get your perspective on this because I was not actually there, but I heard some pretty crazy stuff happened. And would you like to explain that further?
Yeah, I'll elaborate on that. So basically, the Gillette kids, they're being pretty goonish as hockey can get, especially in Wyoming. The refs weren't, doing their jobs correctly. In some ways, we got a lot of our players hurt, but that wasn't the only problem. We were also being pretty greedy with the puck. We're passing a lot. We weren't playing as a team like we normally do. We kind of just, got selfish out there and weren't playing as we normally do, and kind of killed us.
To add on that, one of our star players unfortunately got kicked out of the game for the Gillettes taking out one of our best players, and he came in to defend him. Unfortunately, it wasn't the best move because he got ejected, and that also, I think, affected the game because our whole team was out of line and
killed the morale.
Yeah, for sure.
That totally makes sense to me, and I really feel like it is easy for a lot of people to understand when a player would get heated after they see a flagrant foul on one of their teammates because, that's your brother and you need to protect your brothers. And when a team like Gillette just wants to cheap shot and try to win the game by not playing the sport but beating the other team purely physically, it really takes a whole lot of the soul out of hockey. And so, Tommy, I had another question for you. Why is hockey your favorite sport?
Well, I like hockey from many reasons. One of them just being like how fast it is. I like how it also has a ton of skill you have in the game. It's unlike games like football or basketball where you walk. You use skates, which is definitely a lot more harder to control. But once you master that skill, there's just so many more factors you got to learn. And
Yeah. That totally makes sense to me because, like, I play football and lacrosse. In football, basically the best athletes are the best players. But in lacrosse, the best athletes are not necessarily always the best players. And I can see the same thing in hockey where it's not only about how much you can lift, how fast you can skate, how high you can jump. It's really about how you see the ice, how you're able to move around and maneuver with all the other players, and your stick skills. It's a much more cerebral and skill-oriented game in that sense, and I think that makes for an incredible sport to watch, and that's why I brought you guys on today, because I love going to the games and I love watching you boys play, and it just really makes me wish I was out there and I wanted to kind of understand the game a little bit better.
Yeah, I think that kind of goes back to what Tom was saying about it being a fast-paced game. With skates on, you can transition a lot faster, and it's not like football where you have downs and you can take a breather before each set, and you're just constantly moving. And that can be tough sometimes, but usually when we get into conditioning, we can get in there pretty fast.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Now with Tommy being a senior and Oliver being a junior, they are almost done with their high school hockey careers. What do you guys think about the generation of upcoming talent in the youth leagues and some of the underclassmen? Do you think they're going to be able to live up the legacy that your guys' teams have laid?
We're really strong on that. Our coach is really prominent about us leading those younger generations to getting the national title. Mm-hmm. That's what we're really all about. We know we can take the state champ pretty easily. It's definitely not super easy, but, we're just trying to move our way up and try to get to the national level and see if we can win that title. We've come pretty close in the previous year, Tommy's sophomore year. But, yeah.
I think not only just with Jackson, I think Wyoming for hockey as the sport, it can improve a ton. Each year, the winner of the state championship goes to the national tournament and pretty much competes around the other state champions for their states. And Wyoming has been matching up pretty well lately. I think we're just waiting for when they can, win that national tournament, and that'll be a huge success for not only Jackson hockey but Wyoming. And I think that would be a good achievement.
Well, boys, thank you so much for talking to me today. I think that's a great place to end this, talking about the next generation and how this wonderful sport will continue to affect the lives of those who play it in the younger leagues. And I just really appreciate you guys being willing to come in and enlighten me and the audience a little bit more.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.